onto racism, something else I know all
One
about.
of the things they do.
Yay, racism. Fantastic. I can't wait.
Oh, God.
All right. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 523. Society and Social Scripts. Sorry to bother you. Part 2. And yes, we are strangely, we've never done this before. We're continuing from last week, which we usually finish off a Maggie Mae Fish video or just stop watching a Maggie Mae Fish video. And for whatever reason, we decided to continue where we left off from that video, maybe a minute before, just to recap what we're doing, because I've kind of forgotten what the hell this video was about last week.
I think that is propaganda. Nobody decided to do this. It just happened. It just somehow happened.
I don't really, it doesn't bother me because I don't remember, so it's like...
No one wants to take responsibility for this.
Hey, whatever democracy demands, I'm like, let's do it. Let's go. Yeah. Yes, sure, we'll do it.
I'm more like, where's Dunn? Where's Dunn? Like, we're doing it for him, and he's not showing up.
Actually, Dunn messaged me. He's on his one of his Norwegian cruises, spending his hard-earned Walmart money.
How often have we vetoed even more horrible videos that the people wanted?
Well, the great thing about Maggie Mae is, as bad as they are, she does put a lot of effort into them. And
no, she doesn't.
Well, the editing, at least, we could get.
That's a good one, Smud.
You used a JPEG of a fire for a Christmas video.
That was cute. That was a clever, kitschy style.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Are you okay? Like, how much have you had?
Smud's words while watching the video was, "Oh my god, that's a fake fire. My god, this is terrible. Oh god." Those are the words. Not "oh, it was cute."
It was a setup for what she was going to do with it. It was
Is
like,
this a love-hate relationship?
It makes sense. So
it doesn't make sense. She purposely made a crappy set to destroy it, and then she couldn't destroy it because she was so utterly weak.
For whatever reason, I'm glad that she's still around. We're still watching her stuff because I thought you guys would get tired of her by now because she's kind of weird.
Well, no. Let's put it this way: I can join the video that's halfway through. I don't need to know the context of the first 14 minutes.
Not with Maggie Mae.
It's kind of hard because you'll see this next few minutes. She'll say stuff that you think requires context, but she doesn't provide it, and she says crazy things.
I remember what this was about.
I don't.
Well, I've sat through a Maggie Mae Fish video where we started talking about Kirk Cameron saving Christmas, and we ended up about Captain Kirk and Iraqi artifacts. So
just basically Star Trek.
Yeah. Oh, and how Hobby Lobby supports getting rid of abortions or something. I don't know. It all started to merge together, to be honest.
Well, either way, this is going to take some time to go through because we're not even halfway done. So,
yeah, for anyone who doesn't remember, this was about her liking some weird bad comedy that has some named actors in it, and it's quite racist.
What's
actually racist?
What's the sorry for again?
You gotta find your white place, all right?
Is that sorry to bother you with the term?
Yeah, it's the call center thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Where it's bad that white people are managers.
Yeah, and as Hawk just pointed out, it's a big secret to genetically engineer people into becoming workhorses or slave horse or whatever you want to call that term.
Oh god, I remember people mentioned that in the end this movie turns into some surreal acid trip.
Yeah.
God, I don't want to watch anymore.
So yeah,
can we go home?
Lots of racist innuendos / literal terms / symbolisms. Just everything racist. It's all together in this film. So
I can't wait for Maggie to do a video about that new film called Men. That's coming out.
Oh,
really?
That should be interesting.
Sounds gay.
It's literally about a creature that just is all like men and wants to rape this woman, and it's just literally about how the patriarchy controls everything.
Based.
Well, there was
I never got my card.
that came out this month, I believe, because it's Pride Month or whatever, called "What Is a Woman" by Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire.
Oh yeah,
and that was kind of. I didn't watch it yet. I'd like to though.
I've got links to it. People want me to say something about it. I haven't looked yet.
Apparently it's excellent, but this is like documentary stuff, so I don't really like documentaries. But in Toronto, good Lord, Pride Month is kind of obnoxious. And if you haven't seen some flags already online, I've seen Xbox controllers that are filled with rainbow doodads and colors. And
just keep your children inside.
Yeah.
My brother went to school, and apparently they were waving their gay pride flags, all of the gender flags, like bisexual, pansexual, whatever.
Yeah, I'm all for people enjoying and celebrating.
So school is now about anal sex and sluttery.
Yeah, this is where I'm sort of like, I'm a little skeptical why this is a good thing, because we don't go around saying, hey, I just love having sex. I just love this aspect of my humanity, and like that's fine.
I love fucking.
It's like going around telling people, "Hey, you look really breedable."
Well, there's
a time and place for that, and I'm just schools. It just I don't know. There's something wrong with that.
It's a bit weird. It is a bit strange, and it's definitely not something I grew up with. And I don't think kids should be around that sort of environment. But
no, that's not what I went to school for. I mean, they knocked that shit off.
Actually, I'm surprised. Have you not been having any celebrations in Canada other than Pride Month?
Well, we like to go out sometimes, but there's always
because obviously it's the Queen's Jubilee.
Yeah. Well,
I thought that Canada would have had something, since we still own you, supposedly.
Apparently, we're not switching to the imperial system just yet. We have both on our food packages, so we have metric and imperial. So I don't know if Canada's going to follow suit with the UK, but
I will say I'm really glad that the Jubilee was it's today, and also we've had like a bank 2-day holiday because it's completely like silenced Pride Month over in the UK. Like, no one cares that it's Pride Month because everyone's just out getting drunk over Queen's Jubilee.
Yeah.
I'm like,
while the Queen's Jubilee is going on, there will be no school ordained and organized orgies for 7th graders.
Well, we don't have 7th grade, so no.
Oh, what you get to work
right
after
6th grade? Yeah.
But aren't they young adults now?
You go around to work then?
Yeah, we're born and then we go straight to work in the mines.
Oh.
Down to Pit in Chesterfieldshire.
Born and raised. I'll play you anymore.
I thought it was Worcestershire.
No, it's
they
just
recently changed it. They transitioned to like a different name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
No,
Worcestershire
is to the east, while West Chesterfieldshire is to the obviously the west. That's why it's called that. Smud. Honestly, these Canadians and their inability to tell west from east.
Yeah, whenever I season my steak, I have to face the east to the Holy Land.
Holy Land.
Face east of the rising sun.
As I sprinkle the Worcestershire sauce on my steak, yeah. All right.
It's a new day, huh?
Okay, so we're at about 15 minutes into the video, almost halfway done. Is everyone okay in the watch together? You got your volume working? Everything good?
I assume so.
I think so.
Yeah, it just started raining, so it was perfect good weather to watch a Maggie video.
Yeah.
I got my parachute.
It was raining an hour ago over here. If the power cuts out, I do apologize, but I can't control the weather yet, so, these things happen. But,
yeah.
Why not?
Canada, what are you going to do?
Not yet.
They're always a bit behind everyone.
This is why the UK won't allow Canada to have independence.
Yeah, our studies into the
once it happens, the Canadians can control the weather, and that's just danger for the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just to see how big they could industrialize their nation if they could just melt all the snow.
Why are you going to melt all the snow? What would they use as ammunition in their guns?
Well,
why would they use snow guns?
We'd hook it up all into Niagara Falls and we'd generate power for the rest of the province. But that's all Tesla's fault, not ours. So
See, this is how small Canadians think. So polite, it would only create energy for the province, not the nation, just the province.
No, it wouldn't. There's no way.
Have you seen how big a province is in Canada?
That's true.
Yes, it's the entire North Pole.
Yeah, no one wants to live there, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like God. We can make enough energy for like the entire of Europe. Wisp, sell. Honestly,
the provinces in Canada may be very big, but there's only like 50 people there.
Yeah, well,
it's enough. It's enough energy for all of them.
One of them is smart, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All 50 of them are smart.
Yeah,
not live.
Decentralized.
All invested in Enbridge. Yeah, that's all we did was buy Enbridge stock. That's all we did. Pipelines for days. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, 14 minutes and 46 seconds from a 31-minute video. Here we go. Terry Crews.
Houses and how they lived already.
Oh, it's Body Watch.
Everything was white. The media, the TV shows. I watched the Brady Bunch. I knew what it was like. But then when they come over my house, they didn't understand what we were saying. They had no clue. And they would tell me, what did that mean? What's that? You get 50 million questions from your white friends when they come to your house and you realize, oh, they don't know what I'm talking about. I have to speak.
Oh, this is him. This was him not understanding that different people, different subcultures have different dialects. Just like in every other place in the world, in every nation, in every corner, people speak differently in their subculture.
Well, not just dialects, but just families in general. They speak about different things. They talk about different things. Yeah. They eat different things. Yeah, it's all different. Every house you go to is going to be unique.
Yeah, we don't talk about fried chicken all day.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah,
it's also one of the things like, if you even come to like the UK, if you travel from one end to the other, you'll meet people who don't even though they're all speaking English, you have no idea. The dialect changes so quickly with stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like if someone tells me, hey, let's watch this Bavarian movie, and I say I need subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my music teacher from London would talk about the Irish and how their dialects were varied. There were multiple kinds, and half of them he wouldn't even understand what they were saying. So
I'm part Irish, and I still don't understand what the Irish say. So
wonderful.
So it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is nothing to do with race, really. You could pick any culture.
This is cultures.
Yeah, any household.
These people are seem to often mistake subculture for race or stuff.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Your language, but there was a lot of times there was a total unwillingness for them to learn mine.
The very foundation of our culture and our media is racist. We're a country.
What?
Oh, yeah, I remember that line.
Since the beginning of American history, every time someone paints or plays a song or makes a movie, they're racist.
Maybe she should look into like ancient Greek history and things that happened around that region.
Another Bavarian example.
Oh God, no.
They don't want you to adopt their culture. If you come to them, you will not be accepted. Takes years upon years upon years, and then you need to really want to be part of it.
Yeah, and all we get out of it is donuts and beer, unfortunately.
Donuts?
Yeah,
you mean pretzels? The Bavarians don't make donuts.
They make donuts.
Well, there is
donuts.
Even if they don't,
isn't there Bavarian donuts?
That's what I mean.
The cream,
we've adapted
cream in the middle.
Yeah,
very good.
Exactly.
Pfannkuchen.
We've adapted the basics of baking, and Bavarian bakeries are amazing. Like, they are absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah.
But in the rest of the world, we don't know that. So all we have is an option on our coffee shops to buy a donut called the Bavarian donut.
Really?
Yes.
You must send me a picture of that so I know what it is you're talking about.
Okay.
Well, I bet you we have 13 different names for that here, and it's not the one you use.
Oh, and You Germans and your different names for things, just call it a fucking donut and get on with it. We ain't got time to...
because we also have Spritzkuchen, which is technically a form of donut that was invented in Eberswalde, and only people around Eberswalde call it Eberswalder, and everyone else calls it Spritzkuchen.
Well,
Wisp, I'm gonna be honest with you. You lost me at the first German word.
all you gotta do, go to Google Images, type in Bavarian donut, and you'll see these powdered sugar covered cream-filled donuts. That's all they are.
All I get is just pictures of Angela Merkel. I just don't understand. Oh, sorry, I put German donut in. Sorry, I mean,
I would never put
Angela Merkel.
Powdered sugar on Angela Merkel.
Either way, there's Boston cream, there's Bavarian, there's all kinds of filled donuts at your typical coffee/donut shop in the Western world. Obviously, this is very different from Europe, and that's a good thing because we're not Europe. We don't know what they've got. That's totally normal. And we have our own style. We have our own style of donuts. We have our own style of bagels and breads. That's totally cool. So
that is literally just a Pfannkuchen. And in everywhere outside of Berlin, they call it Berliner.
Yep.
Yeah, but you do know that those Germans came to America in the 17th or 18th century. So like they are like more traditional than like wherever you modern gangsters are.
There's a game with these. Like you get a box, you get a box, and one of them contains mustard.
Oh my god,
mustard donuts?
Oh my god.
Yes, all of them have sweet fillings except one.
Why? God, you know what? You Germans, honestly, your games. Ha ha ha.
Is this GTA?
The children love it. The children love it.
Yes.
Anyway,
German fun times.
We could go on and on about the wonderful baking and knowledge of different countries. And
why don't we?
Why don't we? Because we're talking about racism, so we shouldn't be talking about like Belgian waffles.
So we got to talk about the cream filling of white people.
Tell me, where are all these wonderful African bakeries that all the black Africans set up in Europe and America?
Believe it or not, there are bakeries in Caribbean and African restaurants. So,
what do they make? Flatbread?
I don't know what they're called.
For example,
There's loads of ones. Like down in my town, we've got our Greggs, we've got our our other little like Couplands, and then you've got Big Jack's N-word bakery. It's all good.
All right.
Founded on slavery, which is the theft and exploitation of labor. So, of course,
slavery is the theft. Okay, you know what? That's fine. That's our definition. I'm not going to argue. We're fine.
But
you don't steal labor.
No, stop. Right, so that's her
how
definition.
Do you steal labor?
Hold on, that's her definition of slavery. Let's see if she sticks with it for the rest of the video.
She's pretty clever.
You have really high standards, Hawk.
No, I just want to point out that I already know that she's not going to stick to it. So then we can complain there.
This is probably true. Yeah, we have no idea, but I have a bet that you're probably right.
Anything we build on top of that foundation runs the risk of inherently favoring racism, sometimes in obvious ways and sometimes in really subtle ways. Social scripts are not written in a vacuum. Not all scripts treat everyone equally.
I'm sorry, those earrings are ridiculous. I know I know if you ever look at girls from the 80s, they have those big hoop earrings and they sort of get in the way with their shoulders. I understand that, but this is just like her neck's and it's just strange.
I go crazy.
Supporting the movie.
I'm bumping into your side all the time.
Yeah.
I just want to pull that off. Just yeah.
All right. Here's Porcelinus IV. Thank you. Wisp. America has a version of that game in the South. All of the donuts have sweet cream in it. The only difference is that one of the donuts has a racial minority in it.
Finally, a donut for me.
What? Are they French? What's the racial minority down there? I don't know.
God.
Down in the South.
I know that is understandable because there are lots of ex-Germans in the South.
Well, there's probably...
They probably just adapted the game to American standards.
Right. It could be like churro. It could be I don't know. What's that sugary Indian dessert? Oh, I forgot the name of it.
We have a dessert that's called like the kiss of the N-word.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we had to rename that. We had that too. We had to rename that because some leftists decided that it was racist when it wasn't.
Still call it the same name.
You Chads.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a racist, you can come down here.
Oh, maybe they hated it because it's white on the inside.
Anyway.
We're more aware of whose scripts get shuffled to the top and which ones get left behind. And by we, I mostly mean white people like me, who grew up watching white people be all white on TV and didn't even have to consider that there were more
are always white on TV.
In her essay,
everyone should stop.
Maggie, there are no people like you. No, you have no people. You are the most unique people I've ever seen.
So as a Mexican, how I was watching white people stuff the whole time?
I don't know.
Like Speedy Gonzalez.
I don't get it.
Yeah, Speedy Gonzalez. Also, I watched Steve Urkel all the time, and the Cosby Show.
Are you black now?
I don't know. Maybe.
Different Strokes was on. Yeah, there's all kinds of great shows in the 70s and 80s.
No, but the thing is, it's like white people on TV acting all white. It's like, yeah, because we're white. What's
yeah, the majority of television in the 80s and 90s were white because most people, including the media, are white.
I can't believe that people are so weirded out that a majority white nation has a majority white people and stuff. It's crazy.
You know, I've seen my share of white rappers in the 80s and 90s as well.
Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about Vanilla Ice. He is not. I'm not going to place all my white supremacy on Vanilla Ice. Thank you very much. I'm not placing my superiority on a bloke that sounds like a discount ice cream. So.
So the only kid that liked Predator 2 more than Predator?
Really?
Yeah. I found it was funny.
Oh, okay.
I loved it. I loved the city stunts, like jumping from house to house into the window, and then the predator being confused, and the woman is pregnant, and he walks on. The black police guy chases him. It was funny. Like Predator 2. Predator 2 is actually an action comedy.
It's not a comedy.
It's a very subtle comedy.
Maybe in the German dub, Hawk. You haven't seen it in German.
The uncut German dub.
Okay.
I forget
for German humor, it is a comedy.
I forget that the German version is bloke lost in city. Home Alone lost in the city.
Yeah.
That's probably what Whisp thought she was watching.
It's called Beyond the Berlin Wall.
I will one day when you have time. I will show you a German comedy, and you will understand why I thought Predator 2 is a comedy.
Is like a German comedy just two really unhappy blokes sat in a room discussing why the light bulb's broken?
Kind of.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, back to this
black people
person. Yeah, I don't know. She didn't even introduce.
White people.
Gaze, Bell Hooks wrote, when most black people in the United States first had the opportunity to look at film and television, they did so full.
I'm sorry, but like Bell Hooks sounds like Mel Brooks, but like a joke name.
Yeah.
Why did she...
she wrote the oppositional gaze. What does that remind me of?
Negation of black representation? What? What's she talking about?
Why is her name in lowercase? Bell Hooks.
Well, because she's black.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Wait, that's her name?
White people have to capitalize their name.
Yeah, her name's Bell Hooks because for some reason...
What are these names? Like Boots, now Bell Hooks? Like...
Who
named the kids?
Is there a thing with black people naming themselves after things? Like, do they call their kids the first item they see when the kid is born?
That's obviously a pen name. It's not a real name, but...
Coffee
all right, okay. Yeah, all right. Bell Hooks is just... When I'm writing something, I'm going to name myself Bell Hooks. I sound like some sort of, like, sexually transmitted disease or something.
She is a black writer who wrote about feminism and racism. So,
so a moron. Excellent. Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't read her books. But deadly combination, racism and sexism. It's like, oh, you're just all set to be a liberal in this day and age.
Well, it's like I bet she was really gutted that someone got to that article before her. The Amber Heard result is a bad day for black women.
What?
It's like, yeah.
Well, I did hear a lot of black men were cheering for a crazy woman like that that makes false accusations finally getting her due. So yeah, I can imagine why a lot of black women are then pissed.
It's more of an example of white people getting what they want. So it's racist. Sorry.
Yeah. Damn my racism.
Yeah, the majority of people make Hollywood who happen to be white. It must be white supremacism. Like what? Excuse me.
I don't know. I think the Nazis might disagree who's running Hollywood majorly.
Even though it's like, hey, Shaft was a thing, but okay, yeah, negation of black representation.
The thing is, let's all be brutally honest. It's like none of us go over to Uganda and have a go at the Ugandan television corporation for only showing black people. The problem is these black actors, black activists, these white women, because they're such utterly terrible people, they can't comprehend that they need, skills to get along and, make it. And now they just go like, well, it must obviously be my race. And it's like, it's not. This is all it comes down to, and that's it. All this whole word salad to stare at the television or mainstream movies, to engage its images, was to engage in its negation of black representation. It's like, no, it didn't. No, it's not. We're literally just making the show.
This was originally published. Nice typo. In 1992. In 1992, we had so many amazing movies and television series with black people in them as leads. These people just ignore that. And what they want, they love they love black homogeneity in Africa. They call that diverse. They call Asian Asian homogeneity in China, Japan, Korea. They call that diverse. If there is light-skinned people homogeneity, they call that not diverse. That's all it is. And then they call Western culture all the same thing. You look in Europe, and you look at Europe, and you tell a German, Italian, Frenchman, Swede, Brit, and a Pole that you have all the same culture.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna tear you into pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's obviously it's not true.
You're all the same.
Well, I just checked out her name, and she spells it with lowercase because the name Hooks is her grandmother's name, and she wants people to focus on her message as opposed to her name. So she doesn't know how words work.
I've ever heard.
What?
That's not how names work. Names are capital. Forget it. Whatever.
I think I'm more insulted by the lack of grammar and. Why did you do that? Because I want you to listen to the message. Oh, okay.
What's your message? This. Oh my God, this is a pile of shit. No one.
Your grandmother would be disappointed with you. Come on.
Yeah, people here go to war against each other over how beer is properly brewed.
Okay.
I can't say we have all the same culture if we go to war over that. Your beer is shit. You must drink our beer. No, our beer is better. No.
I bet the girl Hooks' grandmother's going, oh lordy, I escaped a lynching to raise you like this, and now you're writing this shit. She'll just let the white man take me.
Take me, Jesus, take me.
Okay. Anyway.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Fully aware that mass media was a system of knowledge and power, reproducing and maintaining white supremacy. To stare at the television or mainstream movies to engage its image was to engage its negation of black representation. Throughout the history of Hollywood,
dude, but at the end of the day, it's just TV. Like, life happens outside of TV. Yeah. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, this is one of those things where it's just a bit like
there's a black woman on the left.
But there's so many white men, Wisp. Look at all the white.
Are you sure the Nazis would call them white? Are you sure?
I mean, look at
these are Schrödinger's white people.
I don't know. Should we ask them?
This looks like cloning.
I mean, the one in the front looks a bit like he has a horse nose already, so maybe this part of the movie is starting.
Oh my god!
Look at his nostrils. That's not human nostrils.
I'm not looking at the man's nostrils.
Is he turning into a horse?
I don't know.
I'm still stuck on the Google image search of donuts, so I can't recall what we're talking about.
Smart, I posted you on Eberswalder Spritzkuchen.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, those are called crullers.
Yeah.
What do you call them?
In the West, they're called crullers.
Crullers?
Yeah.
Cruel?
Yeah, I think
they're not cruel at all. They're beautiful. They were invented. They were invented near my hometown.
Oh, really?
What?
I'm not so sure anymore.
They were put on long sticks and then sold to the workers that drove by in the train.
Are you mistaken?
That's why they have a hole in them.
People's heads or something. Because that's usually what you get stuck on long poles.
Either way, they're delicious, and I'm glad that we only
and
get
they're
a
so
portion
fluffy
of what the actual country who makes the stuff. Because I said this before about imports. When you get imports of beer or wine or cheese or anything, you only get the mass-produced crap that country doesn't want anymore, unless it's really expensive. So same thing with recipes.
In the UK, we get all the mass-produced immigrants.
Yeah, I can't wait to go down there.
Oh boy. Well, anyway, they are delicious. If you guys have ever had a cruller, it's soft and fluffy and full of air and warm and fresh.
And it gets everywhere.
It's delicious.
No, it doesn't get everywhere. It's just the right. It's just the best thing ever.
It does make you feel relaxed. I agree. Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, it's you eat it and you're just happy.
And there's not that much sugar either. You could have a honey one. You could have a a nutty one.
Powdered one.
It's great. Fantastic stuff. Yeah. Not good for you, but yes, tastes great.
Oh well, you don't eat too many of them.
Anything from the baker is usually not very good for you. But that's okay. Anyway.
Are you fat phobic or something?
Me, no, but in general, yes.
We've seen white scripts, in a very literal manner, given priority over other scripts. And just as literal TV and movie scripts get shuffled...
I'm going to say this right now. The script that the studio thinks is going to make the most money is the one they go with. It has nothing to do with who wrote it or what's in it.
Vallelonga, Farelli, Curie. Totally white names.
Yeah. Here is Call of Booty Black Cocks. What?
Okay.
Bill Maher, of all people, recently tore into lefties just like Maggie, who keep talking about black people and minorities like they're props. Also, side note, Wisp, I am in your skin. You really should moisturize.
What? I am drinking around 3 liters of green tea every day.
I thought she was a ghost.
And that's how he gets it. Honestly,
I guess you gotta like.
I lied to you. I'm a water elemental.
You gotta like smear it on your skin or something. I don't know. Put your hand in the tea kettle.
Are you black?
What? No, green tea, not black.
They're black coffee.
Anyway,
black.
Again, scripts. Studios don't care where they come from. They want money. Best script wins.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a passion project, but then it's like someone else with all the money doing that, not trying to make money.
Well, I don't see what this has to do with anything.
Yeah, but I just like the fact that like Maggie honestly thinks that executives are sat there going, "Well, we'll just sell this a white person script because that'll make more money." In reality, it's like, have you seen the crap that Ryan Johnson was a white person? Look how shit his movies were.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they only made money because of the name recognition. And the beginning of Lost only worked because people thought there was actually something in the mystery box. He's basically he's not even selling snake oil.
I enjoy the fact that
he's just a scam artist.
Ryan Johnson and the Whisper stuff about J.J. Abrams, because those two people are so interchangeable.
Oh, right. Did you say Ryan Johnson?
Yeah.
I thought J.J. Abrams.
Well, what's the difference?
Do all Jews look
Well,
the
one
same
is malicious, one is incompetent. One is incompetent, one is incompetent and malicious.
Wait, which one? Which one?
I think Abrams is just incompetent.
I guess if you're a Star Trek
and
fan,
Johnson is additionally malicious.
Yeah, the movies make you think it's him, but if you're a Star Wars fan, then the movies make you think it's Ryan. So,
but JJ's both of them.
Just watch the Orville instead. That's real Star Trek.
All right.
The top of the pile, the behavioral scripts we follow in everyday life are often racially coded, discriminatory, or otherwise hierarchical. Thinking back to the behavioral script where I said the wrong thing to my waiter and felt embarrassed, that's probably the worst thing that's likely to happen to me.
What did you say? Can I get an example?
The worst
Hold
thing.
on. Saying something bad to a waiter is probably the worst thing that's ever going to happen to me as a white woman. No, getting gang raped by a bunch of African migrants in a dirty alleyway is probably one of the worst things that could happen to a white woman. But
because she didn't adhere to the behavioral script and had too low cut a top. She was basically inviting it.
She does not need a low cut top, and even if she did, I don't think it would mean anything. And if she thinks that saying something weird to a waiter is the worst thing that can happen to her, she is either one of the most sheltered white girls I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or this is
there is the thing that different cultures have different ways of how much of a tip they expect.
Sure.
Like for some, a tip is even insulting.
Yeah, it depends where you go. It's always different. Every culture, every restaurant, even the hotels you might go to, and gratuity is you have to know. Like, should I pay? Because some great restaurants I go to don't do gratuity because that means they have to decrease their prices. And that affects everything. So if you go for a la carte or you go through an 8-course meal, a lot of places that do serve that, because you're paying a lot of money up front, they don't want you to pay anymore. They want you to come back. So they give you the best service, the best quality ever they can give.
Oh, you have restaurants that do not want tips?
Yeah, exactly. They have
to. Amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the UK, there's tons of places that don't have tips.
It's really different. Every restaurant's different. It could be a small shop. It could be an expensive shop. I've seen shops that have closed down because they didn't have tips, or they switched to not having tips, and their prices raised. All the nuances of what's popular, who's coming where and when, and what happened like 4 years ago prior to COVID. Mm-hmm. So there's all kinds of market forces that owners think they could fix and make people happier by raising prices, but it's really very subjective. And because sometimes when I have an amazing cocktail, for example, I'm like, that is an amazing cocktail. You deserve the price of the cocktail as a tip because it's that good, as opposed to, going to a posh coffee place and they have like this whatever frappa mocha whatever, and you're like, I can get this at Starbucks for $8. I'm not paying $20 for that. Like stuff like that. Like, you always have a quality assessment in your head whenever you go somewhere. So yeah, no, it's different everywhere. But anyway,
like if they don't tip,
it's not a race thing. It's
to Maggie, it's a race thing because she's an idiot.
I like how she just talked about herself.
Well, no, she's
I think she thinks everything that she knows is how all white people act.
Yeah, she's using her race. She's literally using her race as a shield, trying to express, "Oh, I'm a white girl, but I know my race is a superiority thing. So I'm going to talk about how I'm so victim."
Well, then why does she let a black person take over her channel?
Maggie, don't worry. You're not a superior human being.
Yeah, no, but this is the thing that always gets me about these supposed woke people. Is the fact they go, "Oh, white people are like you've got this superiority over like blacks." It's like, but you're a white person, so you assume that you're superior to black people. It's like, yeah, but I'm trying to like lower myself. It's like, so you still assume that you're from a higher level, that you have to lower yourself down to black people or drag. See, these are the most racist people. They actually, they wholeheartedly believe they are superior.
Yes.
The black people.
They just go about it differently than the Nazis.
Yeah.
I mean, at least the Nazis had pride in their superiority complex.
Yeah, these people are like, oh my god, I've got a superiority complex. I feel so bad about myself, but I'm not really going to change anything because I like being superior.
Yeah, I mean, in that sense, the Nazi delusion is more sane than what these people do.
Well, that's bound
No
by
offense,
Look, if you think you're superior, it makes more sense. Like, if you have this delusion that you're superior to everyone else, it makes more sense to act upon it in that you really are superior than everyone else, instead of thinking, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm so much superior than you. I will be your servant from now on because I am so much better than you.
Yeah,
that is just even more crazy.
Yeah, that's a ancient Greece Timocratic argument on the virtue of courage, so that if I am strong enough and brave enough to conquer and defend myself, I should be the one in charge, which is violent, of course, but that's just how it worked back in the day, because if you had the better army, you can crush your enemies, and that is the virtue of courage, which is, again, violent and crazy from our perspective, but
the people led by cowards will perish.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here is Kaiser Sussy. Hey, how you doing? Maggie relaxing watching a movie in her house without her skin suit. Ooh, they're casted one of these Asians I've been hearing about. This pleases the haggy gay witch. Okay.
We've all figured out, like, listen, she is some sort of reptilian alien who has no idea what humans, deal with emotion. She's still, getting the hang of it.
Or black people.
She's trying. She's an alien anthropologist. She's still trying to figure out how do these humans even.
I like how this video topic is about scripts, and every time she puts on a new video, she has a well-written script herself, and she has to put on top of that script her own scripts of what I'm going to say politically about race and sexism and uniformity and
capitalism.
Oh god!
You think like she has like a checklist? Like, I have to mention Trump at this.
Yeah, actually mentioned Trump. Has she mentioned Trump yet?
Yes, she did.
Yes,
she did at the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
All right. How old is this video again?
Let me check.
2019.
Yeah.
2000. Oh well, that's okay. Because if it was after 2020, it's going into the whole my headcanon of she's secretly in love with him.
I think Trump is never going to go away
before the brand.
Till if he gets elected, we don't know in another year or so. What is it? 2 years?
I'm gonna be honest. Trump will never disappear ever. Even like 100 years after he's dead.
They will not let him die.
White women will still blame him for something that happened.
I know. It's like they have to have a new target, so they have Elon now because he took over their safe space, and it's just going to keep being the next big target, the next big man who's white, who's got authority. That's all it is.
Didn't it used to be George Bush too?
It's all kind. It used to be Ted Cruz. It used to be all these other congressmen and senators in America.
Remember when Dan Crenshaw used to be their target, and then it turned out Dan Crenshaw was a bit of a wuss. So they moved on to Ted Cruz. Now they've moved on to like...
Who's the Florida guy?
DeSantis, is it?
Yeah. That's the Florida man.
That's where we all want to live right now. I wish I were in Florida right now.
Oh yeah, even me.
Even with the hurricane season coming up, I'm like, I don't care. I'd rather just...
No, I'm not a big fan of Florida. No. One of my neighbors is from Florida.
Look, Hawk, we just need to build, when we build houses there, we just need to build them to European standards. Even the English might be enough, and they won't be blown away.
But, first question, who was pouring a drink? Because it just sounded like someone was singing.
Someone was pissing next to the mic.
Right, Eric.
Yeah, sorry.
Sitting next to the mic. A mic stand in the bathroom, just sort of lean it down.
No, I'm actually just assuming that pissing next to Mike. What, Mike Tester? Yes.
Mike Tester. Yes, that is exactly why, man.
There's Mike Tester with a mic strapped to his head, and he's laying down in the bathroom.
Well, Eric's pissing next to him. Oh my god.
Hey.
What horrific imagery.
It's supposed to be a
Why does it
secret.
suddenly feel like a film student group?
That's Dolby Surround Sound 5.1. Wow, it sounds like you're really pissing next to me. Okay.
I'm down there.
I have this super creative, avant-garde, subversive idea for a microphone advertisement sketch. I'll post it to Sennheiser.
Oh my god!
Yeah, can you hear that? That's my piss in the toilet while I'm pissing. Ooh.
A microphone so powerful it can tell you what type of blood it is as it passes through your.
It can tell you whether you're pouring beer or piss.
What makes you think it's piss?
Because the sound is so clear.
Anyway.
You could tell because it looked green.
We could hear colors. That's how good our microphones are.
Just like the green bit.
It will stop midstream. Don't worry.
See, this is what I mean with film student group.
Anyway, back to Maggie Mae's white complex.
On to more sensible things. Yeah. Maggie Mae Fish.
A white person in a restaurant in the 21st century. But white people get to conveniently forget the fact that up into the middle of the 20th century, the American social script said that if your skin wasn't white, you couldn't even step inside certain restaurants. And if you did...
You don't even get that in the middle of the 20th century here over in Europe. We were bombed to smithereens.
What was
building
she talking
everything
about?
up. We didn't think about people with other skin pigmentation, you bloody bint. The world isn't the white people world isn't just America.
Yeah, we had racism
For
in
fuck's
America.
sake.
It's gone. Thank you, Maggie. We get it.
Yeah, but isn't that the 19th century where people couldn't go to certain restaurants because of the color of the skin? Not the 20th?
Certain states, Southern America had that. That's true. But it's long gone. We don't talk about it anymore because it's not necessary unless you're doing a research paper. So
and she still projects all of that into Europe. And look, 2050 isn't that far away. She will still live by then. If we're all that unlucky. And
if it's up to me now.
But look. It will be then 100 years ago.
Yeah.
100 fucking years and these assholes still drone on about it.
Yeah.
Live in the fucking present, man.
Well,
listen to your hippie forefathers. You must free yourself of the shackles of the past and live in the present, live in the moment.
When did Israel come in?
When it is about 1948.
All right, here is another weird super chat. Thank you, Porcelinus IV. Guys, leave Eric alone. He's a world-renowned piss superstar in the online fetish video community. The man never stops working. He's always on that grind set, that urine male grind set.
Oh, piss off.
You will never have prostate issues. Always clean.
You gotta have more lemons in your diet there. Gotta take care of your prostate before it becomes a problem 20 years down the line. Anyway, let us continue.
The result wasn't just embarrassment, but harassment and violence. Sorry to bother you specifically ties the racist history of labor exploitation to tech companies. Tech companies try to sell us on the idea that they're going to lead some kind of utopian society where everyone is equal. But since these companies are built on a foundation of societal racism, the results are often discriminatory. Redlining is one example of that foundational.
That's a cool movie.
No, Maggie, no. Why are you bringing all these different things together in your schizoid brain?
Because she needs to get at least half an hour of footage for the YouTube video.
Tech companies are the ones that are pushing this affirmative action crap so much on overdrive that they like to not hire light-skinned people at this point. And then you bring us this redlining shit that is just another form of gerrymandering.
I think this was made illegal back in the day when they were zoning laws for, we have to make this sort of zone for these kinds of people, and this is like the middle class, this is the lower class, based off race or whatever. I think that's been done away with a long time ago. So,
like slavery, it's been done away with. She keeps talking about it. Yeah. Jim Crow, she keeps talking about it. It never ends.
We talk about slavery, and this is something that always gets me. They mention like the 1950s, still with slavery. By the 1950s, slavery in America had been abolished in nearly 100 years.
And that's 70 years ago.
Yeah, it doesn't connect to the actual story of turning people into horses, but I want to see where she goes with this, because
here's the thing. Do you think the reason why why people don't move on from slavery is because it would mean that the black community has to actually, solve its problems instead of having something to blame all their problems on?
It's a combination of that.
Taking responsibility. Huh?
Yeah, it's a combination of that and the government constantly funding that lifestyle, and that's the same issue with Native Americans in North America. We have these ghettos, these reserves of the Native Americans that just have not changed, and they need to. And you have to get it off the government dollar to do that, and they won't. So,
and at the same time, Maggie complains that but black people can't advance in the working field and make something of themselves. It's all a lie.
Yeah.
And at the same time, her side keeps telling black people that applying yourself, working hard, learning is acting white.
Right.
So don't act white, because that's white supremacy. So why do they keep not get ahead? Because you tell them that getting ahead is what white people do. You fucking asshole.
Science and maths are white supremacy, which just tells me that they're trying to make black people stupid. And it just tells me
exactly what it is.
It's neat because the rule is the same whether you're going from rich to poor or poor to rich. Like in certain cities, they keep getting more and more expensive, let's say New York or Toronto. And if you can't facilitate living there anymore, you have to move. You can't afford rent, you can't afford your mortgage, you can't afford food. You have to go to further north or further south, away where you can actually get a better job and you can afford the housing. So it works both ways, whether you're on a reservation and you're getting government subsidy or funding, or your whatever property value goes up and you can't afford bills. So a lot of people retire into cheaper places. They go to cottages or a second home, or they sell their first home and buy a home elsewhere. It's just basic economics. If you want to help people, have them work themselves the way they want to work and the jobs they want to work at. And if they don't have the opportunity, make sure economic conditions are available for them to do their own entrepreneurial jobs. That's it. Leave them alone. Let them do what they want, as opposed to...
It's too hard, Smud.
It is hard. I agree. It is hard. But it's either that or you move or die.
Yeah.
So
or die.
Yeah. What are you going to do? You're going to stand there and die with there's no food, there's no job, there's no opportunity, there's nothing. You have to move.
Yeah. No, maybe that should just happen. Just die. Just kill yourself.
Starvation does motivate a person. I can tell you that much. So.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like, do you think it's almost like when they mention all the white people in Britain. It's like, do you know how much white people had to fight to even get the rights we have? It wasn't, how many bloody, revolutions that my nations had to go through.
That's
to get rights.
That's the political side of things. Just look at America now, where we have people with PhDs who can't get a job doing non-PhD work. It's just there's no jobs for this position.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like when people bring up stuff, but they used to make kids go down the mines because they were small enough to get into certain tunnels and everything.
Yep. They needed as big tunnels.
Well, there was one job. There's a job, and I always remember my granddad telling me this because he did history. Well, all it was is there was this 5-year-old child, and this child just stood in pitch darkness, and he'd wait for a knock on the door on a sliding piece of metal to open it, the carts full of coal could pass through to go to the surface, and that child was down there in the pitch black for like 20 hours, with someone coming along every so often to give them something to eat. And that's like, yeah, you white supremacist. That's white children, white people were doing that.
Yeah, but with all the coal, he transitioned to something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But when you start mentioning that, they don't care because they're like, "Oh, well, you white people do it," and then you start to realise it's just because you just don't like this, isn't it? It's literally because you actually live quite an easy life, and your people have actually, in recent years, been treated like royalty, and you don't like the fact that there's actually hardships that everyone goes through, and you're not the center of attention. They're all just being wanted to be the center of attention. That's it.
Yes.
And we don't like it. But...
Yeah, even just compared to 100 years ago, not even 200, not even 500, just compared to 100 years ago, our poor in the West live like kings in luxury and safety.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's get on the topic of redlining. This is such a fun topic. But
we're so rich we can be fat while we're poor.
Okay.
Just think that says everything if you ask me.
Yep.
Alrighty, here is Porcelains the Fourth one more time. Okay, let's see what jokes he's got for us. With Maggie's long giraffe-like neck, she could be stuck in traffic and give the guy driving the adjacent car head. Okay. Also, this whole blame everything on racism thing in modern culture is such an obvious grift. It's unbelievable. The word grift is getting a little old. Everything you see online, whether it's Maggie or Twitter or any social media, it's a grift. Sometimes it's these people's jobs, sometimes it's a side hustle, but everything, like, watch Ben Shapiro. The guy made $100 million last year in all of his advertising and movie deals and all the stuff he does.
Steak knives and NordVPN.
Everything he does, every single video I see, even the interviews, he is selling something, literally a product or a service or what. It's hilarious. He does it indiscriminately. It doesn't matter what the topic is.
He embraces the traditions of his people, and he's very good at it.
Yeah, he's just like...
You can learn something from him.
Yeah, forget AdSense. He's probably making bank on all whatever VPN he's selling or God knows what.
Yeah, but in case of Maggie, I honestly believe she believes what she's saying. She's not grifting. Grifting requires that you don't believe what you're saying.
If she believes it, why don't she do something about it then?
Well, she's
doing something because doing something is something completely different from just babbling.
Oh.
And women, especially women like her, like to just babble, 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 babble.
All right. Anyway, back to the topic of redlining.
Racism. The red line refers to a boundary drawn around certain neighborhoods where white people refuse to sell services such as insurance, bank loans, or healthcare to black residents. It is illegal and has been illegal for decades thanks to various laws like the Fair Housing Act of 1968 and the Community Reinvestment Act of 1977. But companies like Facebook have allowed advertisers to refuse to sell services to black people and other marginalized groups by selecting specific demographics. Even after repeated complaints, and even after Facebook said...
Hang on.
What does this have to do with the film analysis on Sorry to Bother You?
Because it has black people, so we gotta talk about what happened to black people over 100 years ago.
1970.
That continue to discriminate against certain groups, including women, disabled veterans, and single mothers.
Okay. Mark,
where's the colours?
Mark, you could probably answer this. Do you know anything about Facebook ads and how that works?
I do, yeah. Like it's personalized, completely personalized upon your search things.
Yeah, you could customize exactly. You could drill down so deep into...
that's the driving force of the service itself.
Yeah,
that's why like so many people use it, because like it's not the same thing for everyone.
Can I just add one thing to this? Is if you actually read this paragraph, what she's doing. Discriminating certain groups. It doesn't mention coloured people or race. It just mentions women, disabled veterans, and single mothers.
Yeah, I'm personally, since I'm not in this all US nonsense bubble, I'm entirely confused at what this even means, because to me it can also mean Facebook continues to discriminate against certain groups, including women, disabled veterans, and single mothers, in the way that it allows advertisers to target the audience for their ads. So does this mean Facebook discriminates against these groups by directly targeting their ads towards women, disabled veterans, and single mothers?
It depends, because
that's what it sounds like.
As Mark said, that you could actually target certain areas. The problem is if Facebook doesn't allow that to happen, even though you paid the money to do that, then that would be a huge problem, because I could spend 10, 20, 30 bucks on an ad and say, I want to target women in this state. And if they don't do that, I'd say, wait a second, why are my analytics coming back telling me they're for this other state? Then I would say, that's wrong. You can't do that to me. So that's the only way you'd have a viable argument against Facebook ads. Because if you're just saying, oh, my Facebook ads targeted everyone, that's not very helpful, and somehow that filters out black and whatever your demographic you don't want is, that would
even like you just share some information about yourself, like you have a personal post on Facebook that you're blind, you're black, and you were in the army. Then Facebook can make the AI do its work, and it can like personalize the ads for you. So like the person that paid Facebook that like, I want my advertisement, just like what Smud was saying, like they're going to aim it exactly for that person. If its geolocation is matching, at least like nearby, then even more so, even if like it's unrelated to the person. Like they just trying to find a link that can like get that person attached to that other product.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with selling your ad to whomever. There's absolutely nothing discriminatory about it. It's only if Facebook is lying to the advertiser or to the end user. That's where the
in fact, that's in the terms of service as well.
Ooh, end user.
Yeah, so if they are lying to the audience, who's ever using the service, whether it's the seller or the buyer, that would be huge class action lawsuit. But I think this originated from the whole fiasco where Google and Facebook and Apple were taking all this private data and they were doing whatever the hell they wanted with it as outside of their terms of service. And they just happened to tie that into the advertising, because the advertising is where Facebook makes all its money anyway. So not sure. But if Facebook was lying to all of us, and there's no real way to say for sure, unless you have a really killer tracking app with your analytics, it would have been found out a long time ago. There's billions of people using Facebook.
Well, I'm glad you guys explained that, because I'm still trying to wonder like what this has to do with racism and whatever the hell she's talking about.
Yeah, there's too many categories to just label race. There's just so many categories you can use. That's like one of like 200 variables you could use to click on.
I know, and I'm just I don't get it.
In the end, it sometimes seems like these people are fine with all sorts of discrimination unless it is race.
I know, and even then, you could make profiles on Facebook that you could lie. I can say, I'm an Asian female from Singapore, right? And it's like, okay, Facebook says sure. And that's what they're going to base it on, not what I literally am. So, there's lots of fake accounts. There's lots of fake ads. I don't know if you guys have seen those dumb ads of games that they're either mobile games or they're videos from other games that link to another. It's great. It's hilarious.
I always enjoy the advert of the poker in Red Dead Redemption 2 being used for an online poker game.
Oh god,
yep.
It's hilarious.
Like, yes, I believe that.
Yeah.
Let me download it right away.
Ooh.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just racism. Facebook. Okay, who cares? Can we get back to the real world?
No. This is the segment where Maggie is going to talk about even more about this subject, because she really wants to nail it into you that like the black people exist.
Oh, the internet is racist. Okay.
The N-word.
Yeah, the end users. Oh no.
Yes.
They'd fix that issue. Facebook's response to this and other issues follows this script. We're sorry, we made a boo-boo, but we promise we are working to change. Just look at this clip from Frontline.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's literally what everyone says. Moving forward, we will learn from our mistakes.
That's what she says.
Oh,
Look,
what
Maggie,
the fuck is she
didn't
wanting
everyone-
to? Like reparations?
Maggie, didn't everyone add their stupid racism colors to their flags and shit? Like, what else do you want?
I don't know, completely not a world domination.
Okay.
Why doesn't she just delete her channel and give it to a black person?
Why don't you just delete herself and give it to a black person?
Something, please.
Okay.
End
Sell herself as an African slave?
Yes, Mark.
I would second that.
Okay.
When it's decided, the vote is clear.
Democracy wins again.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Shows their response to the accusation that they didn't do enough to stop bad actors from meddling in the 2016 election.
Oh,
We could have done more sooner.
Oh God,
And we
no. Maggie, every time it's something you don't like, it's Russian bots. Every time it's something you like, it's totally genuine, and the mass of people that finally show a sign and bring change to the world.
yeah.
No,
But
no,
if-
it's January 6th. January 6th, like the capital riot.
That was all Russian bots.
This is the Trump thing again, isn't it?
Yeah, if you guys don't remember, go ahead.
No, should we just come back to fucking Trump?
Yeah.
From a movie about horse people.
Yeah. No, it's great. The 2016 thing with Facebook, they were all blaming Russian bots or Chinese bots or this, that. All it was whomever was spending money for legally purchased ad time and space were advocating for Trump. That's it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The minute you mention it for 2020, no, not possible. No way. It's been 4 years.
Because the right side won, so there can't have been any meddling.
Exactly. And it's just one of those things you're just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, can you imagine
Maggie? Like, seriously.
if Russian bots or whatever people spent all that money on Canadian political federal elections? Would anyone care? I don't think so.
No.
Oh, by the way. I don't know if I'd mentioned it at the time, but at the last federal election in Germany, we had I got a mail from YouTube on Friday, 2 days before the election, that informed me that YouTube would not tolerate any content questioning the election or any irregularities of it.
Of course it. Yeah, of course.
And yeah, I get that 2 days before the fucking election from YouTube. Reporting on irregularities in Germany is almost tradition in the sport because it's usually just funny bullshit because people were incompetent. However, the results here were so fucking weird that people needed explanations. Because technically, the left party should not have gotten into parliament. They only got in through a loophole because their votes were so fucking low. We could have not have had the follow-up party of the Socialist Unity Party of East Germany in parliament for once. It would have been great. At least that part. Then there was a referendum in Berlin that asked the people, hey, do you want to expropriate this property so that we can make living space for the migrants from it? And, well, the referendum came out with a big fat yes, because in some districts it had 190% voter participation, because they let the illegal immigrants vote. And among other things, many other things. And now the Landeswahlleiter, what is that? The state election officer, let's say, decided, well, this is all a bit too irregular. We are gonna repeat the vote. You know, that shit YouTube forbid us to even question? That American company tells us to not question our election? Like, what the hell is going on?
Well, I remember
No,
like
Maggie,
we had
Maggie.
an election like in April.
Maggie, you were
and
one-sided
Facebook
shithead.
completely wiped out a party's entire Facebook page for the second time. And they still got like the third majority in the parliament. And they got in as well. So now they can't delete them because then it would be a legal action against them. That like, hey, like, we didn't break any rules. Yet, like, you just wiped out, again.
So American companies take part in election meddling in foreign countries?
Well, not really. It's the EU that can commission it, like, hey, if we don't like this person, so, like, can you just do this?
Yeah, same shit. Then the EU is meddling in the elections of its member states.
Hungary's not a member state. Is it not? Is it?
To what? We are in the EU.
Oh, yeah? Oh, right. Sorry. I pay no attention who's in that sorry sack of shit. Since
they got almost everyone except for Serbia and like Switzerland and Ukraine
and Norway.
No, Norway's not in it. Yeah,
Norway isn't in because they have so much money that they don't need to.
They
can't survive without them.
You don't join the EU for money. All you get out of the EU is a ton of immigrants and wonky bananas.
We did.
All right. Anyway, let's keep going. United Prolapse Service. Thank you. Remember, guys, Russia interfered and gave Trump the win in 2016, even though the council that investigated him acquitted him. That's why Trump put sanctions on Russia, made America energy independent, and bombed the shit out of Syria, a Russian ally.
Yeah.
And Copper Old tells me in the chat, get out of your country, come to Texas. We have guns, burritos, and tequila. I think of those three, burritos are the most likely thing to kill me.
Really?
Oh, I'm coming once I can get the job.
Yeah.
Oh, you're coming?
Yeah, but I need a vaccine, you know.
Just need that sponsorship from America, and off we go. Yeah. Anyway, 18 minutes, 30 seconds. We're doing okay? Slow? We're doing okay?
Coming.
Here we go.
I can't believe she went there.
Haven't been as fast as we needed to be.
That line was repeated by all the current officials Facebook put forward to answer questions.
We've been too slow.
They look the same way.
I think we were too slow.
You didn't see it fast enough.
They all have the same eyes.
Mark has said this, that...
All
wait,
have this
are they admitting that they meddled in the election?
No. The bots or Russia interfered with buying ad time and space during the 2016 election, which is like, so what? There's nothing illegal wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. You can spend your money however you want to make ads for any demographic you want on Facebook. And
I can bet you that it wasn't the ads that changed the election.
So it's almost like people voted.
Yeah.
And it's
It's like people came to the actual rallies because they actually liked this guy,
or did not like the other guy.
Well, like I feel like social media in 2020 were like incredibly meddling into like any kind of event. If you mention like any negative opinion on the governments, then they instantly like deleted you out of existence, or call the police on you. Like it happened in Hungary when somebody was sharing like a post on Facebook that like they really don't like the measures. In fact, like he was calling for like let's like have like a protest in front of the parliament, and they called the police on him.
Oh yeah,
they took away his laptop for a day, and he had to sit in a cell.
With similar things in Germany, where one guy was even raided while he was on stream.
Yes. Yeah. Welcome to the EU.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Anyway.
But Smart, I love that you said the other guy about the Trump election. Just because she wears the same stupid pantsuits that Angela Merkel doesn't mean she's a man. Then again, nowadays we don't know anymore what a woman is.
Yeah, that was a woman, wasn't it?
I meant generally, not literally a guy, but anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's good.
Oh, you meant it literally.
We know what you meant, Smart.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Let's keep going.
We have been slow.
One of my greatest regrets in running the company is that we were slow in identifying the Russian information operations in 2016.
And stories about tech companies exploiting labor for little or no money are too numerous to count.
Like, but this is like this is also like hilarious because like Facebook is essentially just parroting whatever the left was saying at the time. So they complete agreeingly like, yeah, we fucked up, master, but like next time we will do well.
Yeah, the thing is, like, she's literally doing this, and like as well as I can remember, every video she's done after 2020, she's like praising all these companies with how well they did getting rid of Trump. It's just like, wow. Once you start looking back, you start to realize that Maggie's got no morals, no scruples, and she hasn't actually got any actual original opinions.
Because she was shitting on these multi-billion companies like before that, and now she's like, oh, I love this so much.
They've got rid of Trump and they make the world a better place. And you're like, my God, Maggie, it's like no wonder you've got an IQ so low. Like, I'm thinking of putting some of my meat in there so that it could freeze overnight. Because, but the thing is, she's an idiot. She doesn't have any knowledge of anything that she's talking about. She's literally just reading this stuff, and she's talking about it, but she doesn't understand the words she's saying.
She is intelligent enough to cut these videos together.
No, I don't know. She's got someone doing that. There's always some simp.
Do you think she has a glowy doing that for her?
There's always a simp who's willing to.
She's got that Patreon money.
Anyway, here's Porcelinus IV. Fun fact is Trump actually warned Germany and other EU countries against buying oil from Russia, since Russia uses gas prices as a weapon. Also, they only pushed to impeach him after Trump started asking questions about the Biden family and the Ukraine.
Yep.
Yes, Ukraine and the gas pipes,
Yeah.
And he said that in 2018. And they were laughing at him for pointing that out. Who's laughing now?
I'll be honest with you. You know, if Hillary had won, everything we're dealing with now would have happened 4 years earlier.
The people laughing right now are the ones making weapons for this war for both sides.
Yeah, but I'm being serious. If Hillary Clinton had won the 2016 election, we'd have gone through COVID and gone through this war in Ukraine a lot quicker.
If Clinton had won, I'm not sure we would have even had COVID. We would have gone right to Ukraine war.
Possibly.
I just find it funny that Biden canceled the Keystone XL pipeline, and then he was complaining that Saudi Arabia was not pumping enough oil out, or OPEC was not pumping.
The moment he got in office, he canceled it.
Yeah.
One day.
Amazing.
This pipeline has been in the works for like a decade. He just went, nope, we're not doing that anymore. And we're like, oh, okay. Thank you, I guess, for green power. Why would you do that?
Skip a year later, and like we have the highest gas prices the world has ever seen.
It's like it's done on purpose, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love paying more in taxes. It's great.
Yeah.
Just a little bit inflation, like 100 years ago.
Oh, actually, like my government has done something good. Like we are the only country, as far as I know, who managed to get through the Russian oil embargo, because the EU wants to lock us away from that economy, but we managed to get through that. I was like, wow, we are the only country in the EU who pays the lowest fee for gas.
My thing that makes me laugh, especially about my country, is when they tried to make out that the rising gas prices in the UK.
Oh God, the taxation that was.
Yeah, no,
I'm so sorry for you.
It's Russia's fault. Anyway, it turned out that we only get 3% of our energy from Russia, and everyone's like, so it's not much of a problem. They went, we're going to have to raise all your taxes. Why? Oh, to pay for stuff. Why? Oh, it's Russia's fault. It's Russia's fault we have to pay for our roads to be fixed.
Yes.
And it's like, okay. And it's like Russia. Then it turned out it was never Russia. And now they've gone, well, we're all suffering from the effects of ridiculous COVID lockdowns. It's like, yeah, what you did? And they're like, no, we didn't. And run off, and you're like, oh my God. And it's like,
is that the new meme now? We're just gonna blame Russia now.
It's it's kind of like the US. I don't want to derail the conversation even more. Even in the US, I think 4% is the limit where oil is being imported from there. and the rest is all on the US itself.
Yeah.
You can't fucking blame Russia for those prices.
Anyway, on more about
internet gas,
social scripts, and racism because of companies.
Critic Charles Mudere writes, technological progress has not freed labor from exploitation, but intensified it. Tech companies don't just make life more efficient, they make discrimination more efficient.
What?
Are you for real?
How?
That is just a buzzword sentence.
Yeah, that is a sentence that means nothing.
The only ones creating rules to make racism and discrimination more efficient. That's you intersectionalists.
Yeah, let's just go back
Maggie. That's you.
To horse and buggy, although the horse and buggy might be discriminatory against the horses, so maybe we should just be carrying all of our goods and services around.
Yeah, but it's her fuckheads that give us these diversity tools that Blizzard fell flat on its face with.
Yeah.
Well, I saw
you categorize
CD Projekt Red.
They want to hire.
They did that. Was it yesterday?
They want to hire.
Yeah, they did that. They entered the gay.
Yeah.
Oh no! Of course they did. Of course, it's a corporate month, right?
Yeah. I don't want to derail the thing, but we're actually at 9/11 on the pause screen.
19.
So
it's 9/12 for me.
Oh,
traitor!
Hey, you know why? Because I'm in a different time zone than you.
So the idea of companies exploiting others, you can argue perhaps in sweatshops or places in the world where the pay is very, very low. There are no benefits.
You mean like that wonderful communist utopia of China?
Maybe. I don't know. It could be. I don't know exactly.
Or even just Eastern Europe. Like, so many tech companies come here and like do their software here because it would be more expensive to pay like a British person or German. So it's much cheaper to like do it for half the price.
Yeah. Same with India. You outsource to India
Indians,
for
yes, too.
just anything, and they will happily do it for you. So
the British have nuked them, but it's too late now.
Yeah. So it's the same with how China has the manufacturing company, pretty much, or the manufacturing in the world. You just go there to make anything. You go to India for the service industry, and you save 3 times as much money. You know, so that's what the world is now facing with. It doesn't matter if you're whatever area of tech or any area really, you'll have to deal with tech eventually, and those jobs are going to India. So I don't know what they mean by exploitation, or what she means by exploitation in this regard, because any company wants to save on their base. They don't want to expend more to make more. They want to lower their costs as much as possible and then improve their profits. That's how any business operates. So, or smart businesses. Simple businesses are happy and small and content with local resources and labor. So that's just like the mom and pop shops, the bakeries, the delis. It's all local, which is fine. But tech companies, they can go anywhere, which is good. So why she's saying it's exploitative, I'm not sure.
Companies want to lead us into the future, but they perpetuate the exact same biased scripts that we've seen over and over throughout America's past. Not convinced that tech companies want to influence our social scripts? Just open an email and start typing. Oh, what's this? Words magically appear suggesting what I should type?
This is the most retarded part of the video. I take back everything I said. As a computer scientist, I'm insulted right now.
Oh my god, what is...
Fuck this person.
What argument is this? What is this? What are we doing right now?
This is a built-in feature to like have you dum-dums type fast.
Because you idiots can't type fast. That's why you get this.
Or correctly.
It's because you're mentally disabled.
Are we really arguing over autocorrect here?
Autocorrect is racist now?
It's auto-suggest.
Like this is an extra feature that you can turn on.
Yeah.
If I type something in Google and like a bunch of suggestions pop up, is that also racist too?
Why?
What about like gay N-words from outer space? Is that like if like Google tells me that this is a real movie, is that racist?
Words suggesting what I should type. And it's not suggesting what you should type. It's predicting what you might.
It's horrible.
Magic.
It's also useful because like I drive and text. I shouldn't do that, but I do.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, hey, how are you? Yeah, that's what I naturally would say.
Yeah, when I start typing good morning, I actually want to say good murder last night, but Google stops me. So I have to hit backspace a few times. So,
yes, but it doesn't allow you to be black.
It's
telling you to be a white guy.
My lifestyle does not match. Yeah.
When I finish a letter, when I say kind regards, I go kind retards. That's what I want to actually put. But
it's like, it doesn't fill in my language as ghetto. It's talking like a white person. I don't want to do that.
Yes,
I'll be like, yo, homie, what's up? What's crackalackin'? Yo, dog, you catch that game last night, yo?
Good morning, how are you? As white supremacist talk.
The tech companies are controlling us with good grammar. No.
Grammar and manners.
This is such a retarded argument. I swear.
I'm not even sure this is an argument. I think she's just being weird.
Just turn it off. That's all you had to do.
Like she's like shooting in the dark.
Complain. Maggie, if you want to complain, it's your site that implemented suggestion filters that if I want to send a comment to YouTube or Twitter or any of this other bullshit, that if I write it a little bit too mean, not even because I'm insulting someone, but because I give an example where such phrases are used, it will tell me, oh, do you really want to send this comment? Would you really want to send this tweet? Nice people, don't write like that. Maybe you want to think about editing it again, and if you really want to send it, maybe just don't send it at all. That shit pops up. That's you people who made that happen, Maggie. That's you. You fucking Christian mom, you.
It's like I type in the N-word and it corrects me and says, you mean nagger, right?
I just shook my head and go, God, ducking, damn it.
I kind of laughed at
so racist.
The Steve Lift email. That means she typed in the email incorrectly.
Mm-hmm. She spelled something wrong.
Yeah, so there's no like at like whatever at something.com. So, yeah. Anyway,
who is Steve Lift?
Steve Lift is the king of white supremacy.
Of the Lift company. Okay.
He's the grand wizard of the KK.
No, that's Doctor Strange.
All right,
Chad, I am proud of you that you're sticking with us instead of watching another certain stream where a very awesome person is currently. So thank you for staying.
Why, thank you.
Yes.
Here is Hillary Quinton. Thanks for the one. Guys, autocorrect is racist. I was writing to my grandma and it autocorrected to the entirety of Mein Kampf. Was writing to some black friends of mine and it autocorrected to typing the Turner Diaries. Made the BBQs really awkward.
What do you need to type for it to autocorrect into the Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, this is a hard sell for people who use basic computers.
I always turn this kind of shit off because it is annoying and confuses me while I'm typing and then corrects words into shit that I don't want to type, and then the whole sentence doesn't make any sense anymore.
It's good for people on a phone when you don't have the typing speed, and it's like, okay, this is what I really want to say, and that's fine. But we have your keyboard, you don't need it.
All you need to do is switch your smartphone keyboard to Dvorak and use your left thumb and your right thumb. Then you go left thumb, right thumb, left thumb, right thumb, left thumb, right thumb. And you're so fast that you get the words without any fucking autocorrect.
Yeah, no.
Sorry. You said thump or thumb?
Thumb.
Oh, thumbs.
Sorry.
Thumbs.
Okay. Sorry. I got confused.
Thumbs.
The worst part of autocorrect is whenever I try and do holiday camps, I always get Holocaust.
Anyway,
9/11.
Anyway, I'm sure Maggie will have another few dumb things to say in the next sentence, so we'll just...
Oh my god.
It's gonna be really difficult to top this one.
It's not even the last 2 minutes.
Autocorrect is racist.
The tech companies are trying to control your language. Like,
Well, like,
yeah, they
she's
do.
the
They
one who's
actually
calling
do.
for censorship.
You're
It's a
the
social
one
script.
who argues for political correctness and using the nicer euphemisms, all the newspeak shit. Maggie, that's you. You keep asking for that.
The fact that she's literally put "Good morning" and has the nerve to say yes, white supremacy and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, so
Good morning
being
is
nice
racist.
saying good.
the sun is racist. Is that what you're saying?
Asking
This
how
is
are
like
you is
tabernacle
racist.
material. Like this is just like the same shit. Like, oh,
Do you really think Kavanagh would make this argument?
he
Um,
easily do this.
I would
It's
not
very
be
close.
surprised. He would. Yeah, he's the kind of guy.
by the Tories.
Probably make a different argument based on the same premise.
Especially if you're black, because every morning's bad, because you have to wake up being black. I'm the Tabernacle. Subscribe so I can buy some more chocolate oranges.
Subscribe because YouTube took away my eyelid.
They took away my blackness, and I have only chocolate orange.
It's just ridiculous.
I could not go to the gym anymore, guys. I
9/11
couldn't
is
do
ridiculous.
it. The standard was too high.
two times a day.
It's like autocorrect is racist, and anyone saying it isn't, it's just ridiculous. If you ask me, it's just ridiculous.
Can you imagine feeling depressed about not going to the gym because everyone else at the gym is better looking than you are, or something like that? It's like, what the fuck?
Are you kidding me? I like that.
What do you do?
I have no problem. I have no problems with that. You know why? Because I don't get to the gym.
Hawk, was it him or Lava Chan that had that video about like not working out because it's sexist or inappropriate for fat people?
Inappropriate for men to like work out because it's sexist, and it's like, okay, whatever.
Well, for Cavernacle, it was he did not have the male standards that he needed to do to go to the gym, so he stopped going.
Well, what, does he not have any legs or something?
Yes.
What's the male standard? You go to the gym to get exercise.
It's what you stand on, which is your legs. So he doesn't. You're right.
I'm just wondering, like, Kavanagh ever gets in a fight, like, when all that extra muscle be useful?
No,
you know?
no. He got. I remember on his Twitter before he blocked me, he posted about him being jumped at an Arsenal and Tottenham game, and he got beaten up. And he made it his profile picture on Twitter for some reason. His face covered in blood.
I remember
I thought that was you, though.
No, why would I go down to Arsenal versus Tottenham?
What?
Just to beat him up.
Maybe his dates wanted him to have a recent profile pic. So all right, I'll take a recent profile pic and.
Being bloody beaten up, he can pretend to have been in a manly situation, so we can impress the women's more.
Oh, is that where he goes? Yeah, but you should see the other guy. And it's like, yeah, he seems perfectly fine actually.
Anyway, let's see how far we go crazy this minute, this next sentence, and then if it's weirder, we're going to stop because
we've just lost.
No, we have to commit to this. Sorry.
Oh yeah, we'll get it done.
Dunn's not here. Come on.
But this takes the cake for the day, I think.
Also,
suggestions are racist.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
All right.
What if Google decides to autocorrect the word billionaire to people of means? What if I prefer they them pronouns?
I don't know.
But Google decides it's easier for their advertisers.
May, I don't know. Why don't you ask Bernie Sanders, the guy you wanted to in office so bad?
How would
they them pronouns? It's like they're advertising for they them pronouns now.
Yeah, but how does that work with Google? You're just searching for terms, and then you put in they them. Like what Google would just find they them in your terms and use that.
And I'm not like I want to activate Whisp right now, but like Maggie is like so vocal when it comes to like the pride shit. They're like, oh, like we can't like call these people like this anymore. Like trans women are women and such. But when it comes to like these words like billionaire, capitalism, she's just like completely the opposite. She just like afraid of these changes. But when it comes to like gender garbage,
no, the thing is, she just regurgitates things she said. She has no original opinion. She doesn't have an opinion. Her opinion changes with whatever the current thing is. She's literally current thing. That's her opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's all insane, because she goes, oh, I don't really know what else to talk about this thing. So she talks about all these weird other things, and it's like, I mean, who the fuck thinks autocorrect has anything to do with racism? Who the
Maggie Mae Fish.
And she's just gone, oh well, this thing looks like it could be part of this other thing I'm talking about. And you're like, what the fuck are you on about?
Mark, if it helps anything, I wouldn't know what to add.
Yeah, exactly, because like we have like discussed this so many times, but it's just like it's so apparent. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to like the shit that like she wants people to change, which are normal, she is so egregious to do that. But when it comes to like the things that like just like completing a word, she thinks like it's in danger that like they can like change the meaning of the word, like just completely wipe it out.
But no, it's like
everything must be exactly as she wants it.
But autocorrect into like how are you today is not going to like wipe out a word tomorrow.
Yeah, like the only thing that autocorrect does right now, like at least the one that Google has, is if you type in a naughty word, then it's not going to complete it for you.
Yeah, it's like if you like it over here, if people put like the word fucking, it changes to ducking.
Yes. Or fucking to freaking.
Yeah, or like bastard to buzzard, and you're like, oh, okay. What? Yeah, it changes things, and it's like, okay.
So I'll have a buzzard sword now?
Yeah,
or like... The workaround on that is that you can create your own auto predictions, I think, so you can use those
it's like
derogatory words if you wanted to.
It's like
well, it depends, because like the service itself, like websites have their own autocorrect system. So like Google has its own, and you can't really like modify that. There's the one that you have for the phone itself for your private messages, and then there's the one that the website suggests you to use, and it can override like the old settings.
Right. Yeah.
Well, autocorrect. It's fine.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm actually defending Google now.
It's like whenever I try.
The day has come.
Whenever I try and put like the N word in and everything like, it always changes to just criminal. Or suspect. Yeah.
FBI statistics.
Yeah.
Or OJ.
13%. I put in the sentence, the black man went to the shop. He just goes, the 13%er. Anyway.
All right.
Oh, man.
To target me if it forces me to use she or her. What if I type the word racism and it suggests the change to unconventional thoughts on ethnic inclusion? These
it will never do that.
Hypotheticals may...
No, wait, hold on. What?
What?
Oh my god, that's Steve Lift.
Well, he can lift me up.
Oh, that's the movie? Okay. What?
Conventional thoughts on ethnic inclusion?
That's the autocorrect? Is that what she's saying?
It's just an example of what if it would be like this? I'm just trying to figure. This doesn't seem logical.
I'm just hoping.
I'm trying to figure out how her example is supposed to make sense. And maybe it's a joke, but I'm not sure because it's Maggie and like.
I'm just hoping that her point is that like the movie is pointing out that like this language policing is very harmful, and like the meaning of the words are completely gonna lose their value.
Yeah, yes,
that would be so funny.
Yes. Mark, you've hit the mark. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I just saw a funny post on Twitter. To those who stand with Ukraine and also celebrate Gay Pride Month, gay marriage is illegal in Ukraine.
Yes, it is illegal. And they want to embed it into the faggot flag.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, all I need to do is add the Islam crescent moon.
Are you talking about Halo?
The thing,
I'm just joking.
Well done, Eric. That's old lore. Well done. The thing is with the new pride flag. You know, when you were a little kid and you used to like put your head, like your hands, like close your eyes and put your hands on your eyes. You can see those colours on your eyelids. That's what it reminds me of. And like kaleidoscopes and stuff. It just looks weird. I feel like I'm on drugs whenever I see one. Mainly because I probably am. But
yeah, I think Cyber has figured it out. He says she probably got rejected from a job and made this video, hence the email.
The sandwich shop?
Because she's a woman.
All right.
She's gonna make a sandwich.
Poor Salinas the Fourth. Who's more insane? Cavernacle was too busy shoving chocolate oranges up his urethra to participate in this poll.
God.
What do you think, fellas? Normalities or Maggie? I could go either way.
Fuck. Yeah,
Maggie
is a tough call.
is pretty much the pinnacle. Yeah, I think she.
I think they're very close. They just go into different directions of insanity, but I think they're on the same level.
No. Maggie has all the levels. She has every political spectrum, every argument. Like she takes the time to voice her opinion. Whereas,
I mean, we're defending autocorrect. It's just I just. Oh God!
Reach the fucking point of defending Google's autocorrect.
What if Google?
Because Maggie Mae Fish.
I just love the fact that Eric, in the straightest way ever, just went, "We're defending autocorrect." Just like, it's a sentence none of us thought we'd ever say.
No, I just.
When I woke up this morning, I didn't go into work. I went, you know what, guys? Later on tonight, on the podcast, I'm going to defend autocorrect, but it's not racist. And it's like, what? No.
These are yet unreached heights.
Or unreached depths.
So it's kind of funny that she's talking about how Google's going to be changing the way we type and talk when people like her or her clique of ideologues of whatever spectrum have been trying to change language for the past 30 years.
30?
That I know of.
Wait, how did you start your sentence? I was distracted for a second.
Well, no, she's talking about hypotheticals from Google or other IT companies doing things like text-to-speech or what have you. And these are the same people who have been changing the law, at least in Canada, have been changing the legal laws of speech, what words you can and can't use, how to address people, all these silly things. And now they're changing the same words we use for the word gay or
But that's not new, Smart. They've been doing this for 100 years. The socialists have been doing this for 100 years, getting new euphemisms on what to call what.
Maggie's not
more evil, call things more nice.
Maggie is not a socialist. She's a moron.
That's a good point.
Socialists are morons.
Yeah, but there's more. You can be a moron without being a socialist.
Yeah, no, she's a master level moron.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why she's the crazy one.
She's a Pokemon who's in hyper form all the time.
She puts the special in special education. Okay, so.
All right.
Except she's without education. That's the funny part.
Okay. Anyway, almost 20 minutes. We'll give it a few more minutes. I don't think we're going to finish.
Oh, no. 20 minutes. Fuck.
I mean, just listen to George Carlin about when he complained about words being made nicer and nicer, and they usually tend to get longer while they get nicer.
Yeah. Post-traumatic distress disorder.
Okay.
Hypotheticals may seem wild or extreme, but when language is filtered through these companies, we get headlines like this. A police officer is under investigation after a dispute with his wife early Saturday resulted in a handgun being discharged and her being shot. Gee, I wonder what happened.
That's a horrible sentence, by the way. That sentence structure is horrible.
Hold on. Let me rephrase this. Unarmed black person shot by white police officer.
Well, that's Twitter. Like, what?
This.
Why did this come up right now?
Why are they using Twitter though?
But
why did this just come up? It's police here is also pushing new police reports over Twitter now. But why is this? Why did she just bring this up? Maybe I'm getting tired, but I wonder why did she just bring this up? It seems completely random.
What she's trying to say is social media is using these words so that you don't get the straightforward news. So that social media is lying. And that's why I just brought up unarmed black person is killed by a police officer.
Wait, is she telling us that the media is fake news?
Yeah.
Hey, remember mostly peaceful protest as the fire was going on in the background?
Yes.
Maggie in 2019 is literally saying everything that the right was saying in 2020. This is how ridiculous she is. Maggie, 2019 Maggie is literally right wing.
It's also possible that a Twitter post does not encapsulate the entire context of a scenario of someone.
140 letters or characters. You can't put everything in.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, why are they using Twitter? And I don't see why she's using this tweet.
But Maggie's now saying, "Oh, social media do fake news. They're lying about stuff." Literally a year before she went whole, the social media is always correct about stuff. This is what I mean. She's fucking retarded.
Does someone who has with too much time want to make a supercut of Maggie arguing against herself, saying the opposite things on the left and the right side of the screen?
Guys, I could spend a year just going through all the stuff we heard that are so crazy, and it takes like hours for us to go through one of her videos to just digest it. Like, it would take so long to make a supercut of just her crazy shit because it's in there everywhere.
You could do like the Ben Shapiro talking to Shen Babiro.
The thing is, in this video, she's literally. This is what gets me. She's literally talking about all the stuff that in later videos she's against because she believes it's right wing. But at this point in time, she thought it was a left wing talking point. That's how crazy this whole thing. This is why you can tell that these people don't have any original opinions. They are literally just regurgitating something they've been told by someone else.
Amen and women. It's the new.
It's
trend.
a good thing when it benefits my side.
Yeah,
and it's a good thing when it harms the other side. That's all.
Yeah, that's it. It's just
all right. Let's go.
Steve Lift exemplifies this false egalitarian tech bro attitude.
We're transforming life itself. We're saving the economy. I mean, we're saving lives.
Racists justify their racism by using pseudoscience to claim that certain people are biologically inferior to others. When we look at the history of slavery in the US, we see a history of white men arguing that black people are categorically other species.
Just like the Irish.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it doesn't really matter.
Maggie, you only know this one fucking example. You don't know fucking shit about the rest of history, including the rest of the history of slavery in the United States. You don't know jack shit. Nothing. Mm-hmm. You just know these superficial talking points. It's pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
species. Just like in the scene earlier, where management is management simply by virtue of that fact being true, not by the virtue of being any better at their job.
What?
Racists argue that the superiority of white people is simply true because they see it as true. Steve Lift's plan to turn workers into equisapiens is an example of that racist pseudoscience, played out in the most literal, horrifying way possible. His goal is to take his racist, unnatural script and project it over reality, to literally mutate people's DNA.
Maggie, that is in part, yes, that is a play on what the Nazis did, but it's also a thing on what the communists want to do, because they want to re-engineer the human being so that that the human finally becomes compatible with communism, because they are aware at the top of this communist scholarly bullshit, academic nonsense, that humans are incompatible with communism, or rather that communism is incompatible with humanity. And so they want to change humans instead of coming up with a system that actually works and benefits with humans. So this is actually accidentally a critique of your own bullshit beliefs. Yeah. And the beliefs of the writer of this movie, because he doesn't understand that his ideology does the fucking same.
DNA to justify slavery. As part of his social script, Steve Lift tries to cast Cash as his Martin Luther King
I honestly
Jr.
just
character,
hate everything.
so that he can continue to provide the text of the script, spoken out of the mouth of a working-class black person. It's fitting that Steve Lift specifically says he wants Cash to become a Martin Luther King Jr. figure. Dr. King introduced a lot of phrases into the broader American script. Neoliberals and right-wingers in the United States know very well that it's almost impossible to erase phrases and ideas from popular memory. So instead, they try to distort ideas, trying to recode revolutionary ideas as...
Maggie, that's you projecting again. That's what socialists have been trying to do the whole fucking time. That's what your definition of hate speech is, because your definition of hate speech is wrong. You're trying to replace that the original definition, so that by that going around the corner, you can change the interpretation of law.
Yeah, that's exactly like the theme of this episode. She's reviving words that like she doesn't agree with, but introducing new ones that like have absolutely no place in there.
Yeah.
Ineffective, centrist slogans, and recuperate radical speech into meaningless, feel-good self-help.
Today we honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a great American leader whose faith and courage moved our nation toward a more perfect union. Dr. King inspired a movement that changed the course of American history. An example inspires us still today. It's only because of who said it. What's the problem about that?
You could change the person to anyone, that the sentence or the paragraph would still be fair and fine.
That's fine. But Mike Pence is racist. Why is he racist? Because he's on the right wing, and it's like, but he's not right wing, and it's like, okay, but he's racist because I don't like him, and my name is Maggie, and I am a fish.
You know how many platitudes you get on Twitter like every day from everyone? Pick a day. You know, it's just go to any post, any political figure, any CEO, any stay-at-home mom. You know, they'll say roughly the same thing. And it doesn't matter what their affinity is. It's always, this is a great day or this is a bad day because what happened is not what I wanted. Or it's a good day because I like the country I'm in and I'm proud of it. Or the day that it is, I'm happy because it's Easter and I believe in God. There's all kinds of platitudes. I don't see a problem with this, but
it's just clearly the problem again is the white guy talking about a black guy. So
no, it's not. It's just Mike Pence, because Mike Pence is racist because Maggie says he's racist because he's just racist.
I give her that I am also upset when a socialist starts talking about human rights, because socialists are opposed to human rights in theory and practice.
Okay, 22 minutes.
Maybe that's the feeling she has here.
We can take a break, guys, and finish the 9 minutes left if you want later. It's up to you.
What, like,
is it
20 years later?
Whenever. It doesn't matter. It's up to you whenever you guys are free and have the time.
I'm gonna be honest, but this is just.
I think I'll be free next year.
Next year. That's how long it takes to cover Maggie. A year.
I think we can let this video go and never look at it ever again.
Yeah, this is just skip bit 4. Let's get the last 2 minutes and let's see how crazy she goes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes. The minutes of madness.
Shit.
Okay.
There's a black guy.
Oh my god! Is she turning into black?
Yeah, she finally did it.
It's Maggie's rule.
She corrected the mistake.
All right, here we go.
Oh my gosh, she's
I
actually
think
talking.
Sorry to Bother You maybe sort of went off script in that way of it wasn't just a movie about race. It was a movie about class, about capitalism. It didn't fit in that box of, oh, this is this sort of token movie that we can make a script, or sorry, an Oscar nominee for Best Picture and say, oh, well,
motherfucking
we have
Black
this kind of
Dynamite
movie,
is a
this
better
Black
black
Klansman.
movie.
And in the same way, I think Blind Spotting sort of went off script in that way, where you can't say, oh, it's a movie just about gentrification. It's a movie just about police violence. Why do we have a race problem in this country? Like, where does it come from? Like, where does it come from? Is it really about us getting to know each other on the road in the car? No.
It comes from you instigating the fucking racism.
Where you come from, Nigel?
It comes
Nobody
from
gave
you
a shit
not
before.
listening to Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
you want to gaslight everyone into being a racist.
As Morgan Freeman said, I'm not homophobic. I ain't frightened of faggots.
No, he said the way to end racism is to stop talking about race.
Oh, sorry, I must have listened to the wrong quote.
I thought that was his speech when he was talking to Bruce Almighty about God or whatever.
Here is JS. Look at me, I am the Maggie Mae Fish now.
Look at me, I am the
I am the Maggie Fish.
That is the best thing.
Oh no.
Oh, it's so racist it tickles my heart.
I will say he's more easy to listen to than Maggie.
But I will say that little thing of this Oscar nominated, and it's like, yes, all right, then the Oscars mean fuck all anyway. So nice try, pal.
Who can give out the bigger payout? That's all it is.
It's much larger than that. Yeah. It's about just certain people having resources and being able to control those resources and using a system to which these people can keep this and these people don't. And that's what the use of race and racism has always been in this country.
You mean like capitalism, where some people have resources and some people don't, and they have to work for those resources?
Wasn't the first slave owner in the US black?
Yes, the richest slave owner, yeah.
Man, it's like this wasn't a race issue as much as he painted.
It's like,
their problems would be solved.
Slavery isn't a race issue. That's the thing. It
never was.
It never was.
Hasn't been for 10,000 years and more. And if there's a resource issue, then it's the urban Black Americans unable to properly use the resources handed out to them by the state.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You can make something out of it. If you're not a complete cripple, don't have some absolutely crippling physical or mental condition, you can make something out of yourself with that handout.
But then you wouldn't keep getting handouts.
Well, that is one side of it. The other side of it, if you would make something out of yourself, that would be acting white, and therefore you can't, because you'd be a race traitor, and that's what these assholes have told the urban blacks in America. Because the blacks that immigrate to America from Africa, they don't fall for this bullshit. They just make something out of themselves. They're successful. Strange how that works.
Okay.
So one solution would be to just take all the black urban Americans, and throw them over to Africa and see how they fare there, where it's all black people, where it's so super diverse, and maybe they'll finally succeed. Or the locals will just throw them out of the cities and say, you don't work, you don't eat.
So we have 2 minutes left.
They're not black enough.
I don't know if Maggie's going to have her big credit scene or the minute takes up.
You do gotta wonder where she found this individual.
Well, we skipped a lot, so I'm not sure, but
it probably involved a rag, chloroform, and the offer of sex.
All right.
Maybe she's in his basement.
Not necessarily in that order either.
It's always come down to self-interest.
Yeah, no shit, buddy. That's how life works.
Self-preservation, resources, power.
Director
Your father
and
must
producer
be
Cody
proud of you.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh god!
What the hell is this?
This is not a race issue, guys. This is a human health issue.
Is he doing blackface?
Is he a character from Spaceballs?
Can I just ask a question? Did this black guy eat the last black guy?
Yes.
Did he partially shave? Like, did he miss his neck? Like, what happened?
No.
Did he just have some?
It could be a fungal infection that sometimes leads to very weird loss of beard hair.
I can't because his eye sockets seem to be so white. I'm thinking
that's why I'm wondering if it's blackface.
I think he has vitiligo.
It's a mask. It's a mask.
No, if he
the fish,
some sort of horrific skin disease, you lot are all going to feel really bad.
I thought those were reflections in his glasses, but it extends beyond the glasses.
Yes, it's vitiligo.
Okay.
I will kill your infant daughter, Mr. White.
But the beard is really that's not healthy. When your beard looks like that, that's not healthy.
Yes,
the neck.
I also have vitiligo, so my beard looks like that if I don't shave it off. That's why I don't have a beard.
Yeah?
Yes.
Wait. Why is that? I'm kind of
vitiligo. It just appears in patches, and where it appears, it doesn't grow hair anymore, and it just looks like it doesn't have anything. It looks like you just torn out some hair from there in patches. It looks shit.
Don't do it.
Don't
and
try to
no
let it grow out. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
An old buddy of mine, he had an actual fungal infection, and it made these weird fractal swirl figures in his beard. That actually looked kind of cool, but it doesn't.
Fractals.
Yeah, like swirly
Spirals.
shapes. Yeah, spirals.
Swirly things.
Yeah, but it's geometrical shapes. He had hair loss of his beard in geometrical shapes. The Turks pay tons of money to look like that. He just got this disease, and now it's like that forever for him.
So that's his job.
That's a stupid.
What? No.
Where did she find this individual? Did she just lure them with Bavarian?
No,
I have some Bavarian donuts. You want some?
No. He wasn't my dojo. He was doing some high-tech physics shit.
Anyway, here's
don't insult old friends of mine.
2 donations at the same time, which was kind of interesting. So here we go. Porcelain the 4th. The man on screen needs a 5-blade razor, one for every chin, and his ass cheeks are in 2 different countries. He looks like a light-skinned version of EDP 445, and that ain't a good thing.
It looks like he has weird makeup on the sides that darkens him.
I don't know. Anyway, the second one is
it's just hypnotizing.
When you design
how he looks so uncanny.
When you design your own guy in Madden.
You know what I just noticed? She has a Sonic doll in the background.
Yes.
Why?
So she's a gamer.
Yeah.
Look, guys, I'm just like you. Sonic is there. Accept me.
Does anyone
There's
of
also
you
the
believe
Pineapple
she
House
read
from
all those...
SpongeBob.
Do you think she read all those books?
I'm just like, I don't know what he's done to that doll.
So
I can see mine come from
So
here.
this guy is a podcast producer at Earwolf Comedy Director. Okay, whatever.
What's his name?
Cool.
Cody Ziegler. That's not Jewish at all. Anyway.
What a surprise. I would have never guessed that.
Is it comedy director or dictator? Let's just go. I'm fucking done with this video.
Okay.
Imagine we had done the other 8 minutes.
Ziegler talked about how even the physical means of production.
What is it in his head?
In his hair.
Is that comb or a hand?
It's a
wig.
That's a fuse from a bomb.
Oh no!
No. He used to be the Afro samurai. He just put on some weight.
I thought the stuck comb in the Afro was an 80s thing. I didn't know anyone still did that. Dude, you're 40 years too late.
Okay.
And filmmaking have a racially biased history.
If you go back and read,
no.
like
It's not just
even photographers.
Yeah, it's a fist.
It's not just that it's a comb. It's the revolutionary communist fist that's coming out of his head.
Wait, fuck it is as well. But also, say comb, not coom, because it sounds like he's just saying he's got cum in his hair.
Maybe he does.
Who
I
knows?
always forgot the pronunciation. But it's like the commie fist is pushing out of his skull.
They have this practice called fisting, where they insert the hands.
Yeah, dog, man. You ready for the communist revolution?
All right.
Like, not married in filmmaking is like, yeah, they would have. I think it was called. I may be wrong, but Betty charts. You'd use that to measure skin tone, but that was like was a white lady in like the 50s, and like photographers being like, we have this problem where like we can't photograph dark skin, or like I can't color correct dark skin in this chart because like the way that the institution was built and to serve this one particular skin tone.
Not the institution, it's the technology.
That's not, dude. The institution is not physics. The technology had problems with that. Just like right now, today, AI has trouble identifying black people on photographs.
Because they don't have enough data on that. Black people are just less unwilling to give like free examples for research.
I'm just gonna be honest. This is like saying this whole argument's like saying, yeah, it turned out that things before 1950 weren't all in black and white. It's like, yeah, we know there was color before the 1950s. It's just like the technology meant everything was in black and white.
It kind of reminds me of like the joke where like the Xbox Kinect couldn't detect black people in a dark room.
Oh, what a surprise! You have night camouflage. What a surprise!
You'd have thought the black community was a love show.
Yeah, guys. In the 60s, Technicolor was racist. Okay, Kodak was a horrible company.
Oh, yeah.
Kodak went, we don't want those black people being photographed. So
wait, Kodak or Kojak?
No, what? Kodak, not Kojak. He was a police detective.
Okay.
With film, it's like it was very difficult to shoot dark skin. But like I think one thing that's alleviated that
but that's not an institutional problem.
Filmmaking. I think that's one. It's obviously digital is cheaper to just go rent an Alexa for a weekend. But also like
yes, why didn't all those 1930s film producers just borrow their Alexa for the weekend? So, technology again.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Anyway.
you have like all this dynamic range and all these different color tones, and like you can get different looking skin. These are all symptoms of being sourced from a very specific crowd that doesn't necessarily have the same experiences or point of view or expectations or life experiences as like people that aren't straight white people.
In a few weeks.
Yeah, no offense, but I have not got the same life experience as Jabba the Hutt there. All right, so
I don't think this has anything to do with being straight.
Is he trying to insinuate that filmmaking in the 40s and 50s was racist because the actual the emotion that the film was made of didn't capture black-skinned or darker-skinned people as well?
And that's an institutional problem, Smart.
Yeah, but also it's also the problem because some people were straight. But okay,
these people are brain damaged. So I'm telling you. Communists are brain damaged. You have to. If you are that past puberty, something's wrong with you. If you fall for that shit when you're a dumb kid, okay, yeah. Everybody believes dumb shit when we're kids. When you're this old and you still believe this crap, this makes absolutely no sense. Get help.
Oh my god! In a few weeks, I'm going to put out extended interviews with them. Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
Yay. Okay.
I'm going to put out extended interviews with them. You'll hear more of their insights on Sorry to Bother You, their experiences as filmmakers in Hollywood in 2019, plus they'll recommend other movies that you should definitely check out. I want to give a big thank you to all of my patrons who waited very...
Because nobody else
Darth Vader?
He's doing interviews with these guys because nobody else wants to talk with them.
I'm pure evil.
Just like the Mark said, Darth Vader, no, not you. Oh, Disney, what have you done? Also, why has Yvonne just got one name?
Yeah.
Aaron Bursar, Justin Irwin, Yvonne.
What? Electric Violet.
Kyle.
I'm not going to complain about this shit.
Lindsay.
Kyle Ewan.
Yeah, Lindsay, not Lindsay.
Just wait. Red will be in this.
Red?
What? Lynn's
support on Patreon. You can find the info below, but I also want to encourage you to check out...
No clip.
What? Where's Red?
She wasn't subscribed to this channel at the time.
Okay.
Oh well.
All right. Well, you want to get over to the stream memes, or you want to call it a day?
Of course.
Of course.
We gotta go there.
Something less insane.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see how bad these look.
Stream memes. Here we go. It's from Mateus. That's a pretty good painting, right? You just enjoyed one of Adolf Hitler's artworks.
Oh.
Thanks, Maggie. Evil Maggie be like, capitalism is cool. Yeah. Oh, God. Mark. Evil Whisp be like, Bavaria is awesome.
Oh, no. That looks like it's made of shit. Horrible.
There's the actual, not the French cruller, but the whatever German version of that.
It's from Brandenburg.
Thank you.
Okay.
Me and Empath sensing you're probably on welfare. What the hell? I am looking not respectfully in the slightest. In fact, I am drooling violently.
Maggie's seen a statistic that has nothing to do with her point. Yeah.
Oh boy, Neon Blart Paul
Jellian.
Paul Jellian.
The end of Mall Cop.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
The fate of Blart is also the joy of Paul.
A visual tour de force and the mesmerizing climax to one of the greatest anime series of all time. Okay.
Wizard magazine. God damn it.
DVD video.
Gentlemen, it is with great sadness to inform you, women.
Yep.
Why is it a frog? My politics in 2016. I'm a classical liberal. The government should restrain itself from violating our liberties. The war on drugs and foreign military involvement are unjust. We shall soon ascend from this foul binary system and know peace. My politics now. I will make an end to all nations.
Oh my god.
Jeremiah 46:28.
Jesus.
I mean Jeremiah.
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 Everswalder or Spritzkuchen and donut cake.
Donut cake, yes.
Eberswalder Spritzkuchen.
All right.
You must enjoy your pastries.
I could use one 9/11 right now.
Oh, that is not bad.
Google, is Maggie Mae Fish insane aquarium?
Insane aquarium. What does that mean?
Is that a word?
What is an insane aquarium? I want to know.
This is great.
Insane Aquarium is a game. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Back in 2006? Oh, 2001. Okay. Wow.
Insane Aquarium is a virtual pet game from 2001, which was made by the Flying Bear Entertainment.
All right.
Turn on the TV! They hit the Pentagon! They hit the fucking Pentagon!
Oh my god. Autocorrect is racist. You can combine.
That is hard to top. That is really hard to top.
Jacob, what the oh my god. Ultra pride flags. Okay, great. Bears inclusion, racism. Nobody listens to Gordon Freeman. Oh.
It's not wrong.
Joe Biden magically summoning 110,920 unnamed Wisconsin civilians to vote for him at 3 a.m. Yeah.
Yep.
Funny how that worked. Here's Cody Ziegler. I'm just a potato. Wasn't he a character from The West Wing?
That was the guy. That was the fat black guy we just saw.
Who ate the other black guy?
Man,
that was horrible.
Well, it usually is. That's true. The dimensions of Maggie Mae Fish know no bounds when it comes to stupidity. So it's kind of you have to draw a new spectrum. You have to where
I think if you are a creative writer and you watch Maggie Mae Fish, you will give up your professional dreams because you realize you could never come up with anything that Maggie does.
Yeah, it's almost impossible. You could write a parody and it wouldn't be as good.
Yeah. Yep. Because you wouldn't dare. You would think that is too insane. Nobody would buy that.
Yeah. Maybe you'd have instead of Maggie Mae Fish, it'd be like Naggy Nanny Cow or something. I don't know. Some other animal. Just to switch it up so you don't get sued for copyright. Okay, that was I mean, guys, get a drink, lay down, and exercise. Pet a dog. Really, that's probably the best. Just pet a dog. Remind yourself what's more important in the world. Outside of a raving lunatic and her YouTube channel, which we tend to try every month, just to remind ourselves how good we have it, mentally at least. So, whew.
Yeah.
A little exercise before bed there for most people. Thanking you're not any of those people we saw on camera. None of them. We will never make a movie about people from a telemarketing company who wants to turn people into horses. Yeah, well, at least not in this lifetime.
Because racial indifference is 100 years before that.
Yeah.
Who knows where she was going with that? But either way, that was an unexpected Friday, middle or start of the month. I don't know if we're going to keep doing this, but we somehow decided on doing a Maggie Mae Fish video or continuation, and we didn't get through all of it, but we did what we could, and we need a break. Everyone needs a break from Maggie. I do have this headache forming. This happens a lot with these videos, but for this one, it's just, it's just, you got to be a special kind of person to make a video like that. But that's why we watch her. She's amazing, and I've never encountered a person quite like her, and we keep coming back. But
you never will.
With Dunn's case of showing us her videos, they're just going to get longer and longer, which is amazing to me. So maybe it's a case of like George Lucas, where he needs an editor for the runtime to be consumable and watchable. And I have a feeling that it's just going to be like, once we get to the 51-hour-minute mark, it's going to be unwatchable. We're just going to be like, nope, can't do this anymore. Who knows? Either way, thanks guys for watching. Keep the suggestions coming, keep the voting going, and we'll talk to you real soon. Have yourself a wonderful Friday and hopefully weekend time. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.